What's up, folks? It's Tony here at Harrisburg Hyundai, and you see it now. It's the newly refreshed 2025 Hyundai Santa Cruz XRT, now in Canyon Red. Let's check it out. It's been a couple of years now that we've had the Santa Cruz in our model lineup. Now for 2025, we have our first refresh. It gets us the new interior overhaul and some nice exterior touches as well. One of the first things we're going to notice now for the 25 Santa Cruz is that new kind of refreshed front grille for the XRT. Now we have that matte black finish, of course that matte black stamped Hyundai emblem just above that front camera. And a big notice you'll see is going to be these rescue hooks that are going to be body matching for that Canyon Red. So these bright glowing orange hooks are just below that matte black finish. And a nice good touch for 25 is also going to be that chrome blackout lower fascia that also mimics in the rear, which we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But again, the XRT now a little bit more aggressive in this refresh than we had when it first was released. So it's only been a couple of years, but we already see the most aggressive XRT yet. And as you can see, you have a more open grille for that XRT. And again, this thing's got a 2.5 liter turbocharged engine with a 281 horsepower output, and it's snappy off the line. What's helping that engine breathe better is the increased opening airflow you have for your lower grille and your top portion for the grille. With the XRT model, we know that of course we have increased ride height, better suspension for those off-road terrains, better ground clearance for 2025. Now we see the front is cleaned up slightly for the XRT model with that boxier front fascia, but it's still sleek and it's still aggressive. That smoked out, that black chrome finish is really going to wrap around that matte black finish for your grille, and that stacked rectangular design also just makes the Santa Cruz look wider than the previous model. Those traditional daytime running lights that Hyundai likes to hide within the grille, we still get those, and we have a more aggressive and streamlined front fascia that mimics the Tucson's. With that new front camera that's located under that enlarged Hyundai emblem, it's going to make those trails, those campsites even easier to navigate now. Now with the XRT for 25, you're going to see multiple exclusives now for this package, starting with those 18-inch alloy wheels. These XRT exclusive, kind of locker style, aggressive off-road wheel is going to be standard now across that XRT lineup. Combine that with this new aggressive 245 all-season tire, which is the most aggressive tire that we've seen on the Santa Cruz yet. It really sets the truck off in its class. Now, one of the coolest kind of little Easter eggs on the Santa Cruz when we first introduced it were your GoPro mounts that are on four corners of the truck. You can slap your GoPro on the side of the vehicle, take off through the fields and the open roads, and really capture those moments. Now, when you match these up with the new 18-inch wheels and these gnarly aggressive all-season tires, it makes the Santa Cruz look like a Baja-ready machine. We have that lower door garnish now, which is going to protect the vehicle when you're off-roading. The side profile of the Santa Cruz XRT truly stands out and is aggressive. We see that same polyagonal design line that flows down that side door, down that mid-seam. To complement that, we have those blacked out side mirrors and blacked out matte finishes on your door handles as well. The one thing that has remained the same now for this sport adventure vehicle is the size. Year after year, we see tons of makes and models get bigger and bigger. With this refresh, the Santa Cruz doesn't do that. Even though it does give off a wider appearance, thanks to those fender flares, but still the same nimble, fuel-efficient sport utility vehicle that it was when it was first introduced. And the ride quality is still going to be amazing because of that unibody design. Now, just like in the front, down the side of the Santa Cruz in the rear, we have this aggressive fender flare with those nice, gnarly triangle texture designs that also carries over to the top of the bed that we see that runs down the rail here. And we also have additional anchor points in the front and in the back. And of course, that nice C-pillar design that really gives the Santa Cruz that moon rover, that futuristic aspect from the side profile. And on top of that C-pillar design, we have that smoked out little duckbill wing on the top with that built-in brake light and of course your back sliding glass. We still get tons of Easter eggs in the rear of the Santa Cruz. Designed in California, the birthplace of the Santa Cruz is still stamped on your taillights. You also get that lower step up on that rear bumper. Of course, with that rear bumper, you're going to really see that it pops compared to the previous design. You have that black chrome finish like we have in the front. And again, this is XRT exclusive for 2025, just like with that traditional XRT badging. Same aggressive tail lights that we had when the Santa Cruz was first introduced, and a one-touch drop tailgate. plus a tonneau cover still that's built in, integrated to the truck. Some manufacturers can't offer that. They can carry up to 200 pounds roughly on top, and can easily store away now to open up that tailgate, or you can close it again to protect your items in the bed. One of the biggest pains in owning a truck is when you have the rear bed that's not lined, and some manufacturers don't offer that. Hyundai has done it standard now with this composite reinforced bed liner, which just makes it super clean in the rear. You don't got to worry about damaging things. Now also with that, you're going to see C-channel adjustable clamps on both sides. You can see we have cutouts for your 2x4. We actually can stack multiple layers of items in the bed. We can actually turn on your LED bed lights from the rear. Previously, you had to put it in accessory mode and activate it from the front, but now when you're back here working, one touch and it's simply on. Also, we mentioned now, the Santa Cruz is a big party truck. We have additional storage there for your ice, your cold goods. Let's say you're fishing, you want to store some of those back there. You have a built-in drain plug as well, and multiple cutouts for your drink coasters and your koozies. We have the side bed storage, and we also have a 115 volt outlet where you can power your appliances now while you're camping. So not only did Hyundai give us a fuel-efficient, aggressive sport adventure vehicle, but they gave us tons of options and accessory capabilities in the rear to handle just about anything you have to throw at it. Now we've seen some of the exterior updates for the refresh for 25. Now let's jump on the interior and see some of the big changes now that the Santa Cruz has. Hi. Welcome now to the interior of the 25 Santa Cruz XRT. And of course, the biggest change in this mid-model refresh is this awesome new interior that we are familiar with, but now the Santa Cruz finally gets it. The biggest kind of elephant in the room is the 12.3-inch displays you get on that infotainment system. And as we move down, we know that we have physical knobs for 25 that we didn't have previously. Physical tune and volume knobs, physical heat and cool knobs, and physical seek, track, and map indicators also. Everything that was kind of clustered up on your armrest now gets moved more forward facing and has a little easier access. Now we have that physical shifter, which makes it easier for when you're in drive. You can slap it over to your manual mode as well for your plus minuses. Makes it just a little easier to navigate those hills. Futuristic is the direction that Hyundai is going with this dash layout. We've seen it also with the Santa Fe. You have this kind of table design. Now we have it on the Santa Cruz. Parallel lines really open up this dash, especially where your vent lines are. You have this almost like aluminum finish across your vent line. Really gives it that spacey feel, and it increases that visibility for your Santa Cruz. It makes that front windshield glass between those 8 pillars feel wider and taller, where previously it was kind of clustered and it was more of a block. This new display kind of floats above that platform. The previous model Santa Cruz, it kind of looked like they just shoved a tablet into that center layout and they were kind of done with it. It shares almost the same technology that we had with the Palisade when it was first introduced, like your front cameras, your 360 cameras. Now we have that on the 25 Santa Cruz. One touch of a button, you can lock that differential. Plus you have that aggressive and awesome H-Track all-wheel drive. And you have downhill control ascent. One click of a button, you can access all your cameras and angles to see how close you are to a certain object on the trail. Plus auto hold, so when you're just relaxing in traffic or at the drive-through, you can take your foot off the brake and the vehicle will hold the brake for you. Additionally, we have 4 different drive modes on your Santa Cruz. Snow mode, sport mode, your normal drive mode, and you have a smart mode where the vehicle kind of sits as your load management and your acceleration, and it adjusts for you so you don't have to kind of figure out which drive mode you want to be in at any given time. For the first time in 2025 with the Santa Cruz refresh, you get a built-in tow mode. Now with that and the 2.5 liter turbocharged engine with a 281 horsepower output, paired to that 8-speed wet dual clutch transmission, the 25 Santa Cruz is not only aggressive off the line, fuel efficient for that commute, but again, when you're off-road handling the various obstacles and terrain, this SAV is more than capable to handle anything you gotta throw at it. Now the XRT is so well equipped, it's located just under your limited trim package. And what does that mean? You get that H-Tex, that leatherette wrapped seats, and you also have that beautiful XRT stamp in the back of the seat now that really stands it apart from its competitors. It shares the same kind of make and feel of the Tucson, where it kind of hugs you in place with that updated and aggressive lumbar support. Plus, for your driver's side, you have an 8-way adjustable seat for your lumbar, now for your height, and also you can adjust the steering wheel, which is telescoping. For short people like me, it makes it incredible. Now, we played with some of the bells and whistles in the front of the Santa Cruz. Now let's jump in the rear and check out that space. Welcome to the rear of the 25 Santa Cruz XRT. And of course, just like with the front, awesome seats, we have that nice H-Tex leather wrap material in your back seat, which makes it super durable for your little ones, for the pets back here, or just loading some dry goods. Also, for loading the little ones, you'll notice that we have these easy access child restraint, your safety restraints for their car seats now, or those booster seats. Still standard on your Santa Cruz are your dual action rear seats. And what does that mean? With one little pull of that strap, you can 60/40 raise those rear seats, which opens up your cargo bin, so you can truly see just how big this space is, your cargo and storage area. Now let's say you'd need additional storage for your bicycle or just some goods. You can remove this entire tray, which increases your access and your height room now in the rear. You can see for legroom now we have just under 36 inches of space. And for our shoulder space, we have just under 56 inches, which makes this SAV very spacious and super comfortable. 425, we also have rear vents here that you can adjust up, down, side to side. Just below that, 2 USB-C lightning charging ports. And for the first time, built-in armrest with 2 cup holders and 2 more on the side. And still for 2025, you have that manual backsliding glass. Now I know by now you've already fallen in love with the refresh Santa Cruz, and you're asking me, well Tony, how much is it going to cost? Starting at $41,800 is going to be that baseline MSRP for the 25 XRT Santa Cruz. Your XRT package is just one of 5 options for the Santa Cruz for 2025. When we look at our entry level, like our SE packages, MSRP is going to start right around that $29,000 price point, or up to $30,000, just depending on some accessories or color options. When we move to our SEL package, we get just over the $30,000 price point. Then we move to our SEL activity package, which is going to start right around the $33,000 to $34,000 price points. Then, of course, the big boy, the hit honcho of the Santa Cruz lineup, the limited model, which is going to have a starting MSRP of just over $42,000 to $43,000 before your destination and handling. Well, folks, I want to thank you so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day and joining us as we walk around the ins and the outs of the newly refreshed 25 Santa Cruz XRT. We hope you enjoyed it, but most importantly, we hope to see you in our showrooms actually getting a feel for the truck yourself. It's Tony here at Harrisonburg Hyundai. We'll see you guys soon.